there's a discrepancy between what they appear to be and what they are, which goes back to the whole kind of feminist critique of certain kind of monumental sculptures. So that was interesting. And then I was told by Linda that each piece is named after a famous bodybuilder, so there's this ironic reference. I imagine all the bodybuilders are male, but maybe they're not. Quilt, you know, made of very, very precious materials, turns out to be beauty made out of junk. Its material appearance and its actual materiality. You know, you wouldn't actually want to snuggle under a quilt made of rum bowl labels, not unless you were very drunk, I would think. Yeah. Questioning of modernism and masculinist modernism on the ground floor as we walk in.
But it's also interesting that he's definitely referencing textile traditions of Ghana and this kind of strip weaving of kente cloth, and yet doing it, like you said, with this absolutely contemporary, discarded material.
A large part of art's appeal for me, and I think a lot of other people, is its silence a lot of the time, you know, or its resistance to the reductions of language and culture. It exists in culture, but right on the edge of it. That's the art that interests me. I was so glad when I came across this, you know, because, as I say, I always feel awkward and pretentious talking in front of artwork. So it was great to have an artwork that's actually talking back or telling me what to think. What is it called? Sounds like a Buddhist monk, actually. But one of the things I come to art for is, you know, to move beyond language or underneath language or away from language. I don't want to know what everything is. When I teach that piece,
think, analyze, plan, reconsider, reconstruct, reduce, deduce, induce.
Art is an interruption. There's some mystery and some work on my part. You know, I have to complete the work by thinking about it and integrating it into my own repertoire of knowledge, competence and curiosity. You know, when I teach this stuff, I always start with Stanley Milgram and that obedience experiment, which I think is one of the earliest pieces of one of the earliest pieces of American conceptual performance art, where you take the social as a laboratory and then you just experiment, and that's what a lot of these artists, I think, were doing. Because they were questioning not just the role of art.
Enter stage right. Lights, action.
But also, you know, questions of agency and conformity and freedom and so forth. And it was everything all at once. Art is there to open us all up to new ways of seeing, new ways of thinking, and that's why I like it.
In all probability, the proletarian revolution will transform existing society gradually and will be able to abolish private property only when the means of production are available in sufficient quantity.
He took the words right out of my mouth.